All right, welcome everybody to the new Immortalized in Stone. So this is going to be a totally different format, guys. There's going to be some guests every week, a set group that's going to be on each week, and we have different topics we're going to discuss and chime in on. And then also there'll be room for guests that want to come on, because I think I'm only going to be doing one show from now on, because it was one of the things we had discussed, me and Vic, before his demise, that we didn't want to keep doing two because it was a lot of work. It was hard. And also, this was something we discussed that we wanted to do. So when everything happened, I wanted to keep those wishes alive. So I got a bunch of good friends on here. I'm going to introduce them all, and they'll tell you what their expertise is and a little bit about themselves. So first, we got Marty. Thank you for being a part of this, brother. Let the people know about you. Uh-oh.
Can't hear him.
I think he froze. We can't hear you. There had to be technical because it was working before we went live.
Hear me. Testing, testing.
Now we hear you.
All right. You guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this in a whisper.
No, man. No.
Because I heard that people refuse doing whisper videos. Okay. So anyways, guys, what's going on? Marty here with Comic Book Fanatics. I'm just chilling with my boy Ray, my boy Lou here. I appreciate you finding me on the show, my brother. And we're just going to kick this off. I am so happy to be a part of this panel, to be honest with you, because usually I don't get a chance to come on your show very often, but to be able to come in and talk about statues and figures, action figures, comic book related things, it's so awesome. Our specialties basically is listening to Lou and learning from Lou. So that's our specialty. That's my specialty right there. And but we also have we do a little dabbing in comic books here and there. I do a little dabbing in statues. But besides that, just that's all we got, man.
Okay, and his partner in crime, Ray Jr. What's up, brother?
What's going on? Thank you for having me on. As you see, it's me and my man right here, Mason. But you say hi? Yeah. So it's a privilege and an honor to be on this show. I've never been on it. I watch it. I like seeing the statues. I used to always wonder if you and Vic were millionaires because all them statues you got in there. But I just like seeing stuff like that. And like Marty said, the expertise. I'm not even gonna say I'm an expert. It's just because I learn every day from all you guys or whatnot about statues and comic books. But I have my fair share of what I like to buy. My main thing I'm very proud of is my Journey into Mystery number 83 that I got like a couple of months ago, and and then I went ahead and ordered the He-Man statue, but I didn't get it all at once because still got to pay bills around here, so I'm counting the payments. So around about January, I should have it in my midst, and I can't wait to get that because I grew up watching He-Man. I just wish they'd make a Lion-O like that now. But thanks for having me on.
I grew up with He-Man as well. All right, so next we got my man Tim, but Cheap Ass Statue Collector, as you might know him. So you basically know him from the Collectors Chat, but let him tell you a little bit about himself.
Hey guys, Lou, thanks for having me on the show. First of all,
course.
And it's great talking to you guys every week. So yeah, my name is Tim, Cheap Ass, whatever. I don't care. You guys can call me that, or Cask, whatever. But as far as my expertise for statues, is I just collect a lot of DC. I collect a lot of Versus stuff. I'm just getting into a lot of the 1/4 DC stuff now. I do game a lot, so I know a lot about gaming and stuff like that too, and comics. But yeah. I'm looking forward to starting this new show off with you guys and have some fun. And I guess I need to get a Batman shirt right now.
Yeah, I figured I'd go ahead and join since I got 2 Batmans right there. I figured I'd go ahead and
And finally, we have Fate. So he'll let you know him as well from the chats. So he'll tell you a little bit about himself, even though you probably know most of it. So what's up, brother?
What's happening, man? Like everybody else said, thank you. It's a privilege. It's an honor to be on the show. What's up, guys? Pop Culture Fate, man, is the name that I chose. Pop Culture Fate 29, because it is everything pop culture. That's what I'm about as far as my little hobby time. So, yes, got the statues in the back, like everybody here. Got the little pops, trying to keep up. Yeah, a little bit of comics, a little dabbing and everything, man. So, yeah, you can call me Pop Culture Fate or the black version of Cheap Ass. Whatever one works for you, man. That's me.
What's up? Pleasure having you on, brother. And another guy, my brother from another mother as well, my man Carlos.
What's going on, Lou? What's happening, everybody? How is everyone doing?
Good, very
What's going on?
Right.
Good seeing everyone here.
Tell them a little bit about yourself.
Oh, okay. I'm a 1/6 scale collector, dabbling into the statue world, and been collecting, I think, all my life, and just love, pop culture. I love. I'm not a comic book reader, so just to let you guys know, I'm not really a big comic book guy, but I do love Superman. It's my hero. I like them more so because of Christopher Reeve. Growing up, I'm gonna hit 50 this year. In January, so I'm an old school guy, but I still have my heart. My heart's like GI Joe, military figures. I like robots. I'm into all that Gundam. So yeah, that's me, old man.
Well, thank you for being a part of it. Yeah, I think so. I just got to represent my man Marty.
There you go.
His girl.
Oh, yeah. There it is right there. There it is.
Now, speaking, I can't wait for this Prime One Piece, which I believe we should be getting by Christmas. From what
I hope so. Hey, man, it's already paid for, man. And I already got a spot reserved for that beauty. You know what I mean? So I'm ready to bring it back, man. I'm ready to bring it back.
Same here. I saw you got the Noel, which looks really good.
I did. I got the Noel statue. I did a video of. I believe I posted it yesterday. It was either yesterday or today, and I also put it on Immortalized in Stone Facebook group. And I will tell you, it is a beauty, man. It is a beauty. It's a heavy piece, well detailed. The only thing that didn't really strike me right was I guess the shoulder piece that kind of goes into his bat emblem right there. I think it's just a little bit the way they designed it was too high. I would have liked it better if it just kind of formed with the shoulder and showed a little bit more of the shoulder definition. I think that would have been a lot better. But then again, everybody has their quirks. Everybody has their opinions about things like that, and not everybody's going to agree with one opinion or another. Or someone else might have their own opinion about how the statue, but. That's me personally, but I think overall it's a beautiful piece. It shows really great definition, really great artistic talent for the crew that made that statue. So kudos to them.
Very cool. I also see now, Ray. Now, did you finish your entire Thor run? Because I know you were really close.
No, I'm not finished yet. I have 5 more to go.
Wow.
5 more to go. I calculated, I'm crazy like that. I went on eBay. I found all 5, so it's more like hitting them in where I can, get them. Waiting on my eBay bucks to come in and all that stuff. I'm selling a couple of He-Man classic toys on eBay to get that money. So The one I've seen that's the most expensive is going to be number 89. It's the Retold Origin of Thor. And for a very good, close to fine, they want like 174, but I found a graded one, but that's a 6.5, and they wanted 450. So I'm trying to get the ones I buy. I'm trying to at least get them graded, so that way I don't have to worry about if they've been restored and all that, all that good stuff. But I give myself to June, but after my income taxes come February, I might have them all by then.
That is a really
feat. Yeah, I think my income tax is already spent for too, brother. Ray, he's got. I think he's almost. I mean, he's like 5 more from getting that complete run from Journey into Mystery, and he has a complete collection of the Thor. Whereas me, I think I don't know. I'm doing the Amazing Spider-Man Volume 1, right? And I'm still working on the earlier editions for that one. And they get a little pricey, man. But I think for the most part, not only do I love Spider-Man, probably one of the, I would say, if not the only Marvel character that that brings it home for me, that I actually like, because it has a lot of nostalgic sort of feelings for me, because I remember that being one of the very first comic books besides Conan the Barbarian that I read growing up from Marvel Comics. And so just as I started getting older, a lot of those books just kind of get lost in the mix. And it wasn't until, I don't know, Ray, when did I just started collecting Spider-Man again? It's about a few years ago, man. And I just, just started like hitting hard with.
Yeah, like a year before you met me.
Yeah.
And Thor, issue 282 was the very first one I got that my dad got me when I was 6 years old. So that's why he's near and dear to my heart, because that was my very first comic book. That's how I learned how to reading the comic book. So 282, I'm gonna wait till my next duty station when I leave here in El Paso, and then that'll be the next one. I definitely will get graded. I think I got like a couple of those, so I'll probably get them both graded. So that way that'll be near and dear to me, just like the Journey to Mystery 83. But like Marty said, that run that I'll have once I complete it'll be from issue 83 of Journey to Mystery all the way up to the Jane Foster Thor, which is at issue number 12 right now. So that's over like 670 books.
That's amazing, man. That is a hell of an accomplishment. I'm gonna tell you what I got so far. I've got this fever, and Carlos, I think you would appreciate this, brother. I've got one fever right now, brother. I don't know what it is, but Ray, I've been doing nothing but 1/6 scales lately, man.
I've seen some of your videos.
Yeah. So Marty, he's more into the 1/6 scale, like getting it right now. Like I try to go out and get ones that I really, really want, and that blade is what I really, really wanted, and I found it. I found one when I was in Alaska, didn't have the box and all that, and then the OCD kicked in. I was like, I gotta have a box with this. So I ended up selling that one and getting one that had the box and everything with it. So I was good on that. Yeah. And then the next one I got before that I got the Christopher Reeve 1/6 scale, because he's the real Superman, Christopher Reeve. So I have that one. So I got a couple of classic ones that are hard to find right now. Well, the Superman one isn't so much, but he's not as expensive as if you try to get the Blade one now, because right now I've seen that go anywhere from like $800 to $1,200.
Yeah, it's a little expensive.
Well, Carlos, you haven't seen all my videos when it comes to the 1/6, man. Because once I get them, man, I'm so excited. I want to open it, because I ended up getting like all the episode 4 Star Wars lineup and shit, and I ended up getting as many Batmans that came out from Hot Toys, man, and Sideshow, and I don't know, man. It's that 1/6 scale fever that got me, man, and now I'm working on the Predators, man. I'm looking at the Predators ones now, man.
That's gonna get you crazy.
It's already done got me crazy, man. I got the Alien vs. Predator Elder on the way right now.
Oh, very nice.
And I'm looking on Hot Toys, and I'm also looking on the eBay, and just kind of trying to look at the prices. I'm trying, because I'm not out there to lowball anybody, but I want to get a fair deal. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't want anybody to try to highball me when it comes to stuff like that. So I definitely want to look at a good deal, man.
I'll tell you the you know, I don't know if you know. Have you gotten any of the kits yet of a Predator kit? Okay, so like,
I did not.
all right, so the P2. Let me just talk to you really quick about the P2. P2 comes in a box, very big, and you have to put it all together. The netting, it's just awesome. Back in the days, about say 7 years ago, that's how it was going. You know, the kit. So you would buy the box, and the box would be massive, and then you open it up, and it would just take you a long time to put it together. So I don't know if you got any military soldiers from Hot Toys.
Yeah,
you know,
I didn't get any from Hot Toys, but I had some like old ones from the military kit and stuff like that.
Maybe blue.
Well, they do sell the 1/6 scale here in El Paso. I've seen the military ones, 1/6 scale inside the PX. But Carlos, I wanted to ask you, what do you think about the 1/6 scale of the Bison?
The Tyson or the Bison?
No, Bison. The PHICEN.
I don't know them yet. I haven't had one.
Company. Yeah,
I haven't had one yet. I don't have that experience.
Marty has one. He's already got one pre-order, but it's like the realistic. Sideshow should go to that brand right there.
Oh yeah, the bodies on them are amazing.
Well, here's the thing. I've done a little research. Toys, right? And the way I'm starting to gather, I'm just kind of reading off things here and there. Bison being that it's from Hong Kong, and then also Hot Toys being it's from Hong Kong. I believe they're the same production company, but they use it. I believe they use like their different anatomy parts or formats or what have you. Because I saw this one guy with a huge collection, man, and a lot of things that Hot Toys didn't have. He ended up getting from Bison anyways, man. So
I'm gonna light something up for you because I've been collecting Hot Toys from the military conception. So you guys probably you don't watch my my old videos. I'm gonna light you up, and then I'm gonna just bring my camera up here. I just want you guys to see like these are all Hot Toys. I'm gonna see if we can get them. You see this row right here? That's all Hot Toys right there. This is the beginning of Hot Toys world.
Nice.
So is that regular Army or is that GI Joe?
This is these two right here. I don't know. Am I pointing? Can you see that? These two soldiers right here. I'm gonna light this up for you. These two guys right here are the full body, and there's no joints. This is their first seamless body. Let me put it that way. Their first seamless body, and they have tattoos. They're amazing. And of course, there's a guy over there. It looks like Christian Bale. At that time, they didn't have any licenses, for any of these actors. So they would they would actually try to duplicate their faces. Not as good as they are now making the faces, but it's pretty amazing. But that's where Hot Toys started. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Collect just the soldier type of things, or do you get into? I know you noticed that.
I got Blade. I got them all. I got tons of stuff. Tons and tons of stuff. Iron Man, Spider-Man.
You got the Brandon Routh Superman?
Yes, I do. I have all the Superman.
Is that
leave you a link.
I saw that one.
It's legit, man. I'm old school, bro. I've been collecting these shits when they were $65.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So he's a legit one from Hot Toys.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sweet. I guess I have to put him on my list to get.
You got to be careful with the blades, because the blades are duplicated. So
I know about the custom made ones.
No, man. There's another company that makes Blade, and if you got to take off the clothes off the body, and then you'll see the Hot Toys emblem on the body. You got to make sure it's a Hot Toy. They swap bodies. It's crazy, bro. You don't even understand the game people run. So when you get older figures, you really got to be on point, and you got to know what you're looking for, because they'll swap a body with a did. You don't even understand. It's crazy. So when you look at stuff, it's really a sad thing to tell you, but it's very prevalent on eBay, man, especially when it comes from Hong Kong.
This is, it's just, especially what you guys were telling me, because I was on the show last time, and Ray, this is very interesting to me, because I learned this from these guys last time about statue collecting and some of the games that people like to throw out there when it comes to statue collecting, man. There's like a hidden underground when it comes to these statues and these hot toys and these figurines and shit like that, people try to play against people. And if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to get bought with that. You know what I mean? But it was just very, very interesting to hear about stuff like that.
I'll tell you, one of the things to secure yourself is, I mean, all the time, if you always can, you know, go through PayPal. But when you go through PayPal, also use your American Express card. It's very, very important. If you got your Amex card, you really got nothing to worry about. Most of the time, 99.9%, you're going to get your money back no matter what. You know, and it could happen maybe once, twice, 3 times, but I think Amex has a little bit of, you know, hey, how much can I cover you for these purchases on those particular items? But those are one of the things I would secure myself with. If you can, you know, sometimes you're doing it on credit, which you know, you pay it off by time. But if you can use your American Express, by all means, use it when you're making these kind of like, you know, foreign purchases. Because, you know, people will fucking swindle you. Excuse my language, but they'll swindle you right away. No, there's no problem. You know? But
I agree with you on that, Carlos. Absolutely agree.
On the 1/6 scale figures, not, you know, you got to watch bodies, you got to watch heads, because they do a lot of switching, you know, and that's important.
Yo, Carlos.
Would you? Go ahead. Go ahead.
I got to switch teams, Carlos. I'm not feeling this. I'm not feeling this.
I can never do that, man.
About damn time.
This is what you got to look at all the time. You see that? You see choking Batman? That's what you got to look at all the time. That's what I look at. This is my only Batman piece ever in this house. Is this guy right getting choked?
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this was not planned. This was not planned, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. It's all right. I got love for Batman.
Yeah, it's always one of those hard things for me because I love them both. Like, obviously, they're my favorite DC characters. So it's like one day you're feeling Soups a little more. Another day you're feeling Batman a little more. It depends kind of what mood I'm in, I guess.
For me, man, I think one of the very first DCs I've ever read, of course, was Batman when I was a kid. So that right there just kind of set the tone for me when it came to Batman. Then I also knew about Superman, but I just never got into Superman for some reason. Nothing, of course, not to take away from Superman, but I just think I just kind of geared more towards Batman and just like his brooding side, and you know, just him being a regular guy. Besides having all that money for all the good gadgets and stuff like that, but it was just a good read for me. You know, it's just a really good read. But growing up, of course, you guys know, man, in the late 70s and 80s and stuff with the Superman movies, and that was always that was just wonderful because I think that was one of the first movies that I thought, holy crap, this is like a legit superhero. That's not none of the fake other stuff that you saw, you know, like Adam West Batman kind of thing, you know, like that. This is like Superman. This is legit, man. How they're making him fly, how he's doing all those amazing things. So. And then from there, it just got even better with Tim Burton's Batman and what have you. But yeah.
I mean, I started with the old Burt Ward stuff. Went from there.
I got that 1/6 scale.
Nice.
Adam West. I got that one.
Nice.
Hey, I like to just give a shout out to
George Clooney.
George Clooney.
No, I don't think they're ever going to do that, brother. You know what, man? I will tell you. I think I got the whole complete lineup of all the Batmans when it comes to 1/6 scale, and I just got in the Heath Ledger Joker for a 1/6 scale 1/6 scale from Hot Toys. I'm working on trying to get a good deal for the Jack Nicholson Joker right now.
The 2.0?
The 2.0. The 2.0 one. Yeah, I'm trying to get the 2.0. And then, of course, you guys know the new pre-order 1/6 scale Joker that's going to be coming up. I think it was like next year or something like that. But but they only did 3, man. They only did 3. That's just like you know, I was looking at you know, because you know how Lou's gonna give me his Sucker Punch lineup collection that he said he's gonna give me. Well, so I was going on, you know, looking at Hot Toys, man. They only did 2. They only did
Baby doll.
yeah, they only did 2 of them. Do they plan on coming out with the rest of the lineup, or did they just stop on that one?
Nah, they stopped on that.
Yeah, it seems like they stopped.
Yeah, that's a shame, man. Because I would have loved to have the whole lineup of that one as well. You know what I mean?
Well, for all the Batman fanatics, no, let me do this. I just happened to see these, but check out these sneakers.
Oh yeah.
Some Air Jordan Batman.
Oh, see the logo.
That is insane.
That is cool.
Yeah, I saw that and I'm like, yeah, I gotta share this with this panel.
Oh, I gotta get those.
Yeah,
I
they
wearing
look
Jordans
nice.
anyway. Oh, nice.
So they should be fun trying to find them, since collecting Jordans. Yeah, collecting Jordans is a very expensive hobby.
When does that come out, or has it already come out?
That I don't know. I just happened to see the post.
Oh, okay.
But it says the post was 2 hours ago, but I think it says it was from 2 months ago.
Yo, I want to give you guys an update. So we kind of talked about this offline, but for all the listeners and stuff, Hulk versus Wolverine maquette is pushed up to February and March 2017. So it was originally for October and August 2017. So so if you wanted to get it soon, it's coming out soon. It's coming out pretty soon. So
How much is it going for?
$649, and then you got to pay for shipping. So
Of course.
yeah.
Hey, I just want to say a real quick shout out to some of the guys from the comic book fanatics world, the comic book world, man, who's joining us on the show too. Is Big E's, man. Big E's, what's up, brother? Also, AG Surfer, man, is in there as well. Ace of Spades wants to know how come he's got no invite to the show. But hey, I just want to say, hey, thanks for joining and supporting Immortalized the Stone and stuff and everything. It's great to have. And I think, Lou, this is what we were trying to accomplish. You know, it's just trying to bring the comic book community and the statue collecting community, since it's just all
and Hot Toys, all of them together.
Yeah.
There's like so many people on here and who collect multiple things. So we were always saying that it would be a great idea to bring them all together so someone who's watching could say, oh, let me get this Hot Toy, or there's a great comic book cover. I want to get that to display with my statues and stuff like that. Because every day, like when I'm on your group, the Fanatics page, somebody brings out an awesome cover, and I'm like, fuck, now I got to go hunt this down.
You know what I've noticed lately too is it's been the trend lately is commission covers, man. Commission covers lately have been the trend that I've noticed. Like a lot of people are posting on there. A lot of people, of course, you know, you still have the regular the reviews and stuff like that, but it's here's a couple of commissions that I recently got in. This was from an artist named Ryan Kincaid. And he did a Harley Quinn commission for me right there.
Nice, yeah.
And also, this was actually a random act of kindness that my boy Orlando Rivera from Vegas, he actually sent me this, but it was not fully complete. And I actually sent it to Ryan Kincaid to complete it out for me. So he ended up doing both of these for me, which is really nice. And I got to give a shout out to my girl Sora Sung. She did this bombshell Harley Quinn. Do you notice the trend?
I saw that, and I was like, that's amazing.
Yeah. Are you guys noticing the trend here with Harley Quinn, man? You know,
I know. You like her anyway.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
That's why I had to switch it up. That's why I had to have my girl dragging her in there.
That's you know, you can't be doing that to my girl, right?
That's just covers. That's not a comic.
Yeah, there's a comic book, but they drew on the covers, the blank covers.
Oh yeah, I never got to show you guys this, but this was one of the ones I had commissioned at New York Comic Con.
Oh, that's pretty nice.
Snap. That almost looked like a Michael. That almost looked like a Michael Turner cover, man.
Yeah, right.
Here's another one. Here's another one right here that Jeff West did for me. As you see, this is the signature Lou Ferrigno.
Hey, what's up?
Big old done for me, and then I sent it in, and then Jeff West. I told him just hook it up, and that's what he did.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, it looks just like Lou too.
Yeah, it does. Hey, Mike, what's going on, man? Long time no see, man. What's going on, man?
What's going on, everybody? How you guys doing?
Oh, Mike,
man?
good.
Good.
What's going on, Mike?
I'm all right, brother. I see Carlito over there.
What up?
I see the army brat over there with the Batman shirt on, with his body armor hat and everybody. I see this guy holding the Civil War II. I wish I could snatch it right now.
That's Red Sonja on that cover, and then that was another one Jeff did for me. And then on the back part, it's got Thor on the back. Female Thor.
Oh, yeah.
See, now my thing with these, because we all get these sketch covers. Now, I would love to preserve them, but I would figure if you went through CGC, though, they would probably jerk you around like they do with the autographs. So I'm assuming you have to go.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to go put my headphones.
That's what I was going to say. I'm assuming CBCS would be the way.
Yeah, CBCS, they're verified by the artist or whatever. I know Marty's had a couple of them done. I've got one done. So CBCS, they'll verify. Now with CGC, they'll probably it'll be qualified.
It'll be a qualified grade, which is the same thing. I mean, whether you do a signature authentication, is that how you spell it? With the CBCS, or you get a verified, it doesn't matter. It's still the same thing. So I mean, either way you look at it, I think a book is a book, man. You know what I mean? If you're more worried about getting a specific grade for later on to be able to flip it, then that's okay. You know, that's okay too. But I like to preserve these commissions. I like to preserve these books for my collection, because it's near dear to my heart, brother. You know what I mean? So I got to collect it like that, man. But there's so many ways. You guys got questions? If anybody out there, if you're just tuning in, or if you have any questions, by all means, feel free to ask anything related to comic books, or getting things slabbed or graded, or anything within that nature of the comic book realm. Feel free to ask myself or Ray, because I know we could probably give you some insight on that one, and we can also help you out if that's something you want to get into, or if you're just getting into it. By no means do I consider myself an expert, but I do have experience and I do have knowledge on certain things. And I noticed that, and if I'm ramming, please cut me off. But I noticed one thing, that a lot of people on our YouTube channel, they'll ask a lot of questions. They'll ask questions about what they should collect, what they would prefer better. And I'm very flattered about it. But to be honest with you, I'm just I have to throw it out there. I'm no expert, man. I can only give you my opinion and advice based on what I know and what I've done, and what I've experienced, man. So.
Well, I think it's like we've all always said, collecting has to be something that's near and dear to your heart. So it's got to be something you love. So asking somebody else, what should I collect? That's a loaded answer, because we only know what we love to collect, but you might like something else. Yeah.
And like what Vic used to say, man, Vic used to say, you collect what you love, right?
That's it. I was actually happy as hell. I was able to pick this Steelbook up finally at Best Buy.
Deadpool.
Yeah, they got him back in, because I love the Steelbook sometimes next to the statues.
Yeah, it looks very cool. I just picked up the Phantom Menace. Nice. Dying for that Darth Maul, because I ordered that Darth Maul statue, so can't wait. I'm gonna put that next to it.
You, Fate, or Pop Culture? Are you you hyped about that Green Lantern?
I don't know. What, did you get an email?
It's come. Well, this is the last payment, right? This month.
Oh, just what I need. Another statue I gotta pay for.
It is. I was expecting an email saying get ready. I didn't get that email yet, so I'm thinking it might be pushed back again, man. So
Wait a minute, hold on a second.
But yeah, I mean,
So you think they're gonna push it back to December?
Today's Tuesday, ain't it?
yeah, I should have already
Tuesday,
had the email
baby.
saying-
Tuesday, yeah.
8th, Mike. Tuesday.
Yeah, I just
Selection
realized that,
day,
right?
bro. But this one I know Marty might like. This was a New York Comic Con exclusive. The Harley Quinn Dorp holding.
Oh, you little dwarves, huh?
Yeah, holding the hammer is the exclusive.
You know, I don't really preferably care about dwarves, and but being that it is a Harley Quinn, I'd probably have to get that just in the collection just because of that, you know.
Ace is representing.
What's going on? Oh yeah. Every day,
Ace,
man.
Ace is on. What's going on, Ace, man?
Hey, how you doing, guys? What's going on?
What else?
Hey, Lou, you got that chat open, man?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, because Big E's was saying if you CBCS it, you'll get a yellow label with no grade. I don't know. That's what it says on the.
Well, no. Also, CBCS also now, I believe they do a what is it called? The original art slab. And original art slabs don't have like the grade, I believe it is. They just kind of have who the artist is on there.
Oh, okay. Now I know what he meant by that.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, it's good to clarify these things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
and
yeah.
whatever your preference is, though, you know what I mean? Because a lot of these artists, you know, you just gotta. Me and Ray kind of have a thorn in our sides when it comes to some of these artists lately, man. It's just been kind of nicking at our ass with some of these prices and some of these commission times and things like that, man. We're planning on doing a video, and also the next Comic Talk, we're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk about commissions. We're going to talk about prices of commissions. We're going to talk about time lengths of commissions. You know, we're just kind of we're gonna delve into it. Hopefully, it'll be knowledgeable for a lot of people who want to get commissions out there. And we're not there to bash anybody. We're not there just to kind of throw people on their bus. But based off of what we've seen, what to look out for, and basically, you know, what you're going to get out of these particular individuals. And how much do you really want to pay? You know, so it's going to be an educational thing for people, you know?
Yeah, because I saw something you posted about a commission you had done, and then you said, or Ray might have said, but it's not what you asked for.
No, I think it was Marty got something, and then he sent it to the artist. I think Big O sent it to him, and then Marty sent it to the artist that did it to see if he could finish it up.
No, not that one. It's that other one. It's that other commission that I asked for.
Okay. Oh, I know.
It was nothing like I wanted.
Exactly. That's the one I'm talking about.
I'm like, you gotta be kidding.
Or you could be like me. I paid an artist, very well-known artist, August of last year, and I get an email 2 weeks ago saying, "Can I have your address so I can mail you this book? I'm done."
Isn't that crazy, man? It's just nuts, man. And so we're gonna, when we talk on Comic Talk next time, whenever I have an opportunity to do another Comic Talk, we're gonna address that issue, man. We're gonna address that issues. That way, people don't run into the same issues that we run into, and hopefully they'll have an idea. Because as I always say, forewarned is forearmed. So when you're gonna get yourself into something like that.
Now, don't get me wrong. There are some artists that, you know, that I'm gonna say Jeff West, for instance, he'll keep me updated on the progress. If he doesn't, then his assistant will say, "Hey, Jeff's about almost finished. He's probably gonna mail your book out on this day." That way, okay, I know what's going on. But when you don't hear nothing, like Marty went to a con where like 3 weeks ago, and he met the artist, and he wouldn't like even look at him when Marty asked him about my book, my commission.
Oh.
Don't these people know the power of social media nowadays? People are going to get put on blast. You know? it's the power of social media. Hey, off topic, man. Let me ask you guys about something. Did you guys see that Wonder Woman from Sideshow that's coming out, man? That gorgeous was it? It's what was it?
The half scale.
The half scale, yes, the half scale.
Yeah, that's
Prime One.
Prime One, exactly.
That's like what, 40 inches?
Yeah.
But see, now here's the thing: when that first was shown, because I wanted it, and then they originally showed it, and I was like, the face just looks horrible.
No,
this was before.
Oh, before, okay.
Yeah.
Now they redid it, and it looks amazing. And I'm like, no, I don't want to spend $2,000.
$2,000, man. Any of you guys, are you guys on the fence on that one, or what? Anybody thinking about getting that, or what?
Nope.
Dude, if I had $2 grand, I'd get it, man.
I'm tempted, but I don't know if I could drop 2 G's.
My wife would look at me weird.
It's gorgeous, though, man. You got to admit, though. It is.
That's over 2K, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not like plus shipping is gonna be around like you're looking at like 2,200
at least.
Yeah, I got the Superman coming, so I can't wait.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
that's coming home.
That's coming home. But I love the fact that they put hair on this statue. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It has to be there.
Yo,
I think that's why I think it's a little because it has her in it. Because if you look at the Man of Steel, the Superman, that's 2K, but the Wonder Woman is a little bit over that. So I think just because they added hair, there's more detail on it.
Yeah,
so
a little bit more pubic hair.
That's
so
Can I get out? You mean on the hair?
Yeah, on the
hair.
Just make sure the carpet matches the dress.
So you know what I just got today? Well, I got it yesterday. I got ARH Death Dealer. I just got it in.
Let me ask you.
Amazing. 2 years waiting for that. 2 years.
2 years. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's up?
For ARH, I finally got in a while back the Vantra statue, right?
Right.
Well, at least you get yours.
Right. I'm still waiting for the twin mermaids that I ordered, man.
You gotta call them. They got the new girl there. So what happened to me was about 2 months ago, I put a phone call in, and I spoke to a guy, and he said, I went through my my dossier, whatever, everything that all my information, because I can no longer log in to the new website. Yeah. So everybody knows that. So you got to do everything all over again. But anything that you ordered about 5 months ago, and until the new website, you would not be able to log in and see anything. So you got to call them to make sure that they have all your information. So then after I spoke to the guy, he says, call back. I'm going to get you out in September. So I finally called back in September, and I spoke to the girl, and some new girl, and she's on the game, So like about 2 weeks ago, I called her up. I said, what's the deal with my shit? Because everyone else is getting their stuff. But something didn't make no sense to me because if China's over there and a guy in Australia gets his, that means, and they said that they're painting it we're in Idaho. I don't even know where these people are at, ARH. So if the guy is painting it, if he's painting it here in the United States, how the fuck is he, how the hell is he sending it back to Australia? Because someone has to paint it here. So I don't know if some of those Death Dealer statues, the ones that I got, were painted in China and sent out to Australia and then distributed out there first, and then their shipment gets over here. Because the girl told me that the guy was painting it here. There's a guy painting them here.
Right.
So anyway, make a long story short, after 2 years and 1 month, I finally got it.
That's crazy. You waited 2 years, man.
Since New York Comic Con 2014, bro.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah. But
you know, the reason why I got the Huntress one was because I emailed them like a few months ago, right? I'm like, hey, yo, what's up? I just saw a YouTube video, the same statue that I ordered. Where my shit at? You know what I mean? So I emailed them, and then next thing you know, like a week later, you know, they didn't answer me back. But a week later, it was in, you know, it
got a
was,
FedEx.
Yeah, FedEx. Yeah, FedEx, right? But yeah, man, I think I'm gonna have to do the same with the Twin Mermaids ones that I ordered, man. You know, because that's the New York Comic Con exclusive. You know about that? Yeah.
Apparently, on my next day off, I gotta call them.
Yeah.
But hopefully, this new girl will actually get back to you.
Gotta call like around 2, 3 o'clock because usually they have their phone like off the hook.
That's great customer service, right there.
Yeah. No, but you know what? Indeed, it was, man. Because finally, it came. You know, it came through. It was perfect. The shipping was fantastic. The packaging was fantastic. Nothing fancy on the box. It just says HRH.
Right.
So you're not gonna keep it for part of the box shit. You don't give a shit about that. There's no box art on that.
No, there's nothing.
But man, let me tell you something. I am like stoked.
Yeah, well, all I want is my Arcana. That's the main one I want.
That's a beautiful piece, man. Is that Frazetta Death Dealer, man? That is a beautiful, beautiful, huge piece too.
I think ARH is in some kind of trouble with Frank Frazetta's, company. So, Hollywood Collectibles about to make Frank Frazetta line.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So just so you know, so they've been bombing Facebook with, the one with the polar bears.
Yes. The polar bear and the girl. Is the girl in the center of it like that? Yeah.
They're doing that in different scales.
Oh, that's a beautiful. That's going to be a beautiful piece, man.
Can you imagine like a 1/6 or one? Who knows? A third? I don't know what is a fifth scale. Oh my God, it's going to be. Got to get that. That's going to be awesome.
That's crazy, man.
So Hollywood Collectibles got the license.
I would love to see them do Cleopatra. I always loved that statue.
Yeah, just letting you guys know.
ARH is, wonderful stuff. Yeah, but you're right. They're not known for their boxes, man. I always, plain old box, ARH on there. That's all you got, buddy. You wanted a statue. You didn't pay for the box. You just paid for the statue. Okay. There you go.
Yeah. You know what? I'll tell you like this: for $800, that Death Dealer statue can be flipped for like right now. I can flip that easy for like $1,600, double the price.
Oh yeah, double, definitely, man.
Just to show everyone what we were talking about.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Here's the Wonder.
Oh, the Wonder Woman.
So you can see they really did a great job on the face now. I mean, it's a knockout.
What is it they use for that now? This is translucent.
This is resin.
Resin. Give it a more lifelike.
Is it resin?
Yeah.
Are they using resin for that?
Translucent.
That's what they did with the Superman versus Doomsday statue, and a lot of people are all pissed off about it.
Really?
About the Superman face.
Because it all comes down to how it's painted. That's what it boils.
Yeah.
I think they did an awesome job. If they're using translucent resin for her face and as smooth and as beautiful as it came out, I think it's a great thing. Because something like that, can you imagine if they use polystone? Imagine how much heavier that would be compared to resin. Because as we know, resin is a lot lighter than polystone. Because if you're gonna get a polystone statue, that bad boy, you're gonna run it not just issues with the weight of it right there, but
look how sharp.
Oh yeah. Then you're gonna run into issues with polystone.
She looks good, but she's not accurate.
So my question is, because I know I got an email, and I'm seriously thinking about getting this Conan the Barbarian statue. Pop Culture Shop Toys, y'all heard of them, right?
Oh yeah, I have it. The third scale.
Which one are you getting? You getting the painted?
I got the regular. Because for me, that pose was done when he was in his regular look. So that's the piece I want.
Yeah, I saw that one. That was pretty badass. And I think it was what, 700 for that one.
Yeah, I mean that's a good deal for a third scale. That's a very good deal.
Yeah.
For which one?
The Conan the Barbarian from
Where he
Pop.
got the sword like this.
Oh, okay.
Hey, let me ask you guys a question from one of the panel members, my boy Biggie's Comics. He wants to know. This is a good question, especially for a whole bunch of statue collectors. He wants to know, what do you guys do with all your boxes? You know, because these boxes with these statues, they take up a lot of storage space. So what do you guys do with your boxes?
As long as Biggie's blows his horn for us. Yeah. But
well,
anyway,
that question is for Carlos.
I was gonna say the same thing. Carlos has some great videos
he
does with the boxes.
I'm Carlito, aka Box Killer #1. I don't save boxes. I can care less about box art. It don't mean a goddamn thing to me. So I execute my boxes in many different ways. I have many videos of executions. I use high-powered machines, jackhammers, steamrollers, cranes. I've actually ignited some, ran over some with Ferraris. So that's what we do to boxes. Because once you have over 400 boxes, what the fuck are you going to do with 400 boxes?
Break one right now. Like, break one right now.
Well, with me being in the Army, I got to save my boxes. That way I can put my stuff back in there. And then when the movers come,
traveling?
Yeah, I gotta save mine. But when I'm settled in and get my man cave and I'm done with the Army, then yeah, the boxes will probably be.
Lou, what do you do with your boxes? You got about.
I mean, not all of them. I don't kill all of them, but I kill a lot of them.
For me, they're in the attic. That's the easiest answer. Yeah. Some are in the garage because there are ones that are so big you cannot get through the attic opening.
Well, you know, I'm going to tell you the last thing I'm going to say about boxes. The last thing that I did was a week ago, I wanted to flatten out some boxes. So I take the styrofoam out. I throw that out because I'm probably not going to move from this house. I can't afford any other houses from now on. I have college, kids, and I have an expensive wife. So what I do is I take the styrofoam out, and the ones that I really love, the boxes, I flatten it, and I make piles of these flattened boxes. So I could always, open up the box and prop it and, make a nice box and then look at it. Really? Is that really what you're going to do with the fucking boxes? But that's what you're going to do. I mean, in reality, dude, I mean, if you're that anal or OCD or whatever the goddamn thing is about a box, I mean, keep some, but don't keep all of them. But a lot of you collectors out there are flippers, so you get tired of pieces. So what happens to you is, when you transition after like 2 or 3 years, your collection starts changing. So you want to keep the boxes because you think you're going to get the most value. But you know what? If there's a person that really wants what you have without the box, he'll pay the top dollar for that particular item because they want it that bad. The box is really not going to break or make the deal. What makes the deal is if you got a perfect figure, a perfect item. And that's the bottom line. I mean, yeah, it's great to have the box, but you could always pick up a box on eBay for $60, $70 without no item. Because there are people that sell boxes.
It's good for shipping, though. The box is good for shipping.
I have to say yes and no with you, Carlos. The reason why I say that is because, yes, if you want something that bad, you get it. Because I did get me a Batman 1/6 DX.
There you go.
Box. So I got it. You know what I mean? And I say no as well because it's like I noticed that, and I do this, and I do it. I'm guilty of doing this. If I know that they don't have a box, I know if something's incomplete, because people out there will say, well, this is incomplete because the box is not with it, right? Because they'll judge the box with the statue or with the figure or whatever. So they'll try to lowball you for that box. You know what I mean? So I've noticed that, that sometimes that happens, man. And
but you know what? We got to grow up. I mean, I'm 50 years old. I'm not debating on, and I'm not going to waste my time in a ludicrous conversation over a goddamn box if I'm going to make a deal. That's like telling me you're going to sell me a car with no tires. Now, I can deal with that bullshit. I can buy a pack of tires. You know what I'm saying? So you really, I mean, put this shit in perspective. This is a goddamn toy. This ain't a goddamn piece of jewelry or a Rolex. Now, come on now. You know what I'm saying? This is a figure you're gonna keep for a while. And
yeah, but
now you're not like me.
out
Now,
there,
I'm a hardcore collector.
yeah,
See, I'm hardcore. You know why I'm hardcore? I don't sell shit. I don't sell shit. I keep all my shit.
Yeah, but even if
Nothing
you're
moves on.
buying, even if you're buying though, and you're buying a big ass statue that's 20 pounds, you're gonna want the box because
For what?
it's got the styrofoam. So
Because you're gonna sell it?
No, because when they ship it to you, you know it's going to be as safe as it's going to be.
I understand that, but what are you going to do with the box now that you have your big statue?
It's in the attic in case I want to sell it.
There you go. That you just answered my question. Thank you very much, and have a nice day.
That's what he's trying to say. Like he's not a flipper. You know what I'm saying? Like he buys it because
that's it.
He loves it, like the figure, right?
It's just hard though because your taste change.
No, what happens is to you collectors, a lot of you collectors, is that you play the name, the color of the day. If everybody's going red, fuck it, red it is. You know what I'm saying? And you pick that and you get it, and sometimes a lot of you guys go, ah, man, this ain't what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? You know, there's some people. I'm a Superman collector, so I'm definitely not selling any goddamn thing for Superman. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there are other things that I made a mistake because I got the itch just like everyone else that I see.
Yeah,
oh,
that's
man,
true.
You know, the itch.
Yeah,
but
that's true. I've done that
know.
itch too, man. I've got that itch. Yeah. And I look at some of my statues and I say to myself, why the fuck did I get that for? I mean, really, why did I get that, man? But then but here's the thing, as you get older and more experienced in collecting, you know what you want and you know what you want to keep. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know exactly. And I think for the most part, there's some things in my collection that I want to I can do without because I can see other things that I want. You know, I think that I would love more that I probably would never sell. But in the same token, even if I love that, I still probably want to keep everything that came with it because I'm a bit. It has nothing to do with. Eventually flipping or anything like that. I think for me it's because of way my brain is wired.
I don't want I make my peace. I don't want to say. I'm not saying that flipping or selling your things that you get is wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. That's part of collecting because you can pass it on to other people, and that's part of collecting. I understand that totally. But as a collector that I am, and the way I feel about collecting is that I'm 50 years old, so. I'm not in this game since yesterday. I've been in this game for many, many years. I just haven't dabbled on statues as far as some of you guys. Maybe you've been collecting 10 years in statues, but I've been collecting toys for, all my life. But the point here I'm trying to make, flipping or selling it, fine. And a package deal is a great thing to have. But some of, like me, and I know there's a lot of me out there that have stuff, we don't sell it. We keep it and we move on. You know what I'm saying? I just keep adding to my collection. It becomes like in a museum. So that's the type of collector I am. I'm not saying that flipping or selling it.
This is funny because we have the same type of I don't know, two sides of the coin, if you will, when it comes to the comic book community. People have a little thing about, well, you're a flipper. And people think, okay, well, flippers, it's coined such a bad term now. Well, you're a flipper, you know what I mean? You're not a real collector because you're flipping, or I collect for this. So it's very, very similar. And I think everything in the collecting world is the same when it comes to that. So there's been a lot of discussion on our side as far as what is deemed as a collector. Who does this? Who does that? And I think.
I'd like to make a statement. I would like to make a statement on that, Marty. I would really like to make a statement on that. Mm-hmm. My thing is, like, me personally, I would say people can go fuck themselves. I mean, at the end of the day, you're a collector. You like what you like. Nobody can tell you what to do with your property, your money. People, you know what I'm saying? You got a lot of people like what Carlos said, like him, he throws his stuff. He throws a lot of the boxes away. He keeps certain stuff because he's in a big place where he's comfortable, and he's not going nowhere. Then you have other people like the brother here who's in the military, and he keeps his boxes for the purpose, just for the simple purpose that I know I'm gonna have to leave soon, so I have to pack my stuff up, and I want to put them in boxes because there's a great chance that, regardless of how much styrofoam or peanuts you put in it, is gonna break. To the falls, handle your stuff. But I hate that thing where people have this real stigmatization on oh well, hey, he always flipped me. I went through Hot Toys and Sideshow and all these companies. I mean, G.I. Joe, all that. But I'm a true collector. My comic book collection is gone because of the flood. I'm buying a lot of my comics back because I always love comics. Is always and always will be my first love. I love that shit more than statues or anything. But I think what makes a person a collector is that person knows he or she knows their true self. So for others to sit there and say, "Oh, you're a flipper and you're not a collector," they can go fuck themselves or go fuck their mothers, man. Because at the end of the day, nobody should be able to sit here and tell them what they are.
Mike, let's hear how you really feel, Mike. Let's hear how you really feel about this. I agree. I agree with you. We have the same thing when it comes to that. And being a comic book collector as well and trying to rebuild your collection, I think it doesn't matter, man. If you're collecting to either flip to try to get something that you love, then you do that. If you're collecting to collect because you don't want to sell anything because you're a real collector and you consider yourself a real collector and you want to keep those, that's fine. If you just want to buy stuff, or if you see a great deal and you're like, I can buy this, I can flip this later on, so I can get something
Then that's something you can do.
So there's nothing wrong. But you're right. There's such a stigma when it comes to collecting,
But I want to say this: the stigma is only placed on you when you put your face and you broadcast it on YouTube and anywhere in the media. The thing is that you guys got to understand this. This is the real world, and you will get labeled. The more you push shit out on YouTube, the more people are going to know who you really are. So when you're promoting something because you just happen to, because you have a nice accent or you have a nice look or you have your tits are out and some company sends you a little product and then you start going, I'm going to do this. And, you broadcast that shit on yourself. So if you got haters or trolls or whatever, that's on you. And if you look like a flipper, which some people have channels and they look like fucking flippers because what they do is, hey, today I got my new Deadpool. But I'm gonna be. Who
are you talking about, man? I don't know what you're talking about.
I get my new Deadpool, but I'm gonna be raffling off next week. I'm gonna try to make it a fair raffle, guys. I mean, what the fuck are you? You're a fucking flipper. Get out of my face.
But Carlos, the funny thing about that is, and I'm the one that's hated, and I was when I was hated in the 1-6 community. Ain't that some crazy shit?
That's true.
It's crazy. I was the one that was hated.
Yeah, but when you when you broadcast it, expect things to happen, expect the title to be labeled on you. So when people see me, they go, "Oh, that's that dude. Yeah, that's that crazy dude that breaks boxes." That's what you know what I'm saying. That's what you guys remember.
Let me ask you because I'm hearing two sides of the coin here. Yeah. So in that aspect, Carlos, when someone throws himself out and they're obviously a flipper because they're promoting something and eventually going to wrap it off and stuff like that.
There you go.
Then you have people who eventually will flip something for whatever purpose, like we discuss. I mean, what is the stigma? What is the stigma something that it can be overcome? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? How are people viewed in that aspect? I mean, is it a negative thing, or can it be something that's okay?
Right. So we're all geeks in some way, somehow. So what happens is, if you're in the community of any community that you're in, it's small talk that always going to happen between people and gossip. So basically, the end of the story here is that if you know me as a person and an individual on YouTube, and we're always discussing things, and I'm putting on my videos, and constantly there's a change of there's always a change of the different continuity of my videos. which increases because of subscriptions, and you just change yourself, and you don't know, you become a commercial. You're no longer that valid individual that I looked at. I would change you. I'm not going to follow you anymore. So that's the stigma. You create your persona on YouTube. You know, there's only certain guys that I have a lot of admiration to because they are part of like how I am. You know, there's a custom world. There's the collector that wants to collect everything, and then there's a collector that rides a wave. You know, if this shit, you know, if 1/5 scales are in, hey man, I'm going 1/5 scale because they're trying to get a piece of the pie. You know what I'm saying? I'm not there to commercialize myself on my channel, or, you know, I'm just an individual that loves, has passion. Now, you get the stigma because of what you do. You know what I'm saying? You the one, I mean, not you personally, but you're out there and you're broadcasting. You know who the fuck you are, and you know what you do. You know what I'm saying? And I see through that. Now, these young cats that come onto the channels and they see you new, they're feeling you out and they're enjoying it because they're enjoying the ride. You know when the new guy is, you know when you have a new subscriber and he's just your best fucking friend?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love your videos. Oh my God, you're the fucking greatest guy in the world. Oh my God, do you know about the Thor and what happened to his hammer? What does he have another brand? You know, and you're trying to explain, and you know after a while you're like, oh man, is this motherfucker stupid or something? I mean,
Yeah.
you want to be my best friend. I hate those kind of people. But you know what I'm saying? Whatever, man. Stigma, you lay it on yourself, and I don't respect when you're flipping and you're commercializing.
Yo, you gotta understand that a lot of those people, this stuff is like, this stuff, it hits home for them. Have you ever been in like a Comic-Con or a panel where they like are, it's kind of weird how they like worship celebrities, they worship all this stuff. Like some of these people, you gotta understand that they're this is something that they worship.
That's what usually when I go to the conventions like that, those are what I call the social outcasts. You know what I mean? Yeah. The guys who don't really are not very well accepted throughout going out.
Careful.
You know, you got to understand what I'm talking about when it comes to a lot of these guys, because you see them. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just that you can tell how these guys are off a little bit, you know, compared to your regular guys. You know what I mean? Like back in the days, admit it or not, whether you liked it or not, back in the days, if a group of guys like this, I would say in the 80s, late 80s, sat around talking about stuff, we would be labeled the same way. But it's been so mainstream now that this is widely accepted. But nevertheless, you still have those individuals out there who are still the social outcasts, who don't necessarily have a lot of friends, and who live and breathe their fantasy world. You know what I mean? And you've seen them at the conventions. You see those guys at the conventions. Nothing wrong with them. They're probably great people at heart, but you can tell that they have that different thing about them. You know what I mean? They have that different persona about them, you know? But, you know, I don't know. What about you, Mike? What do you think, man? And, you know, do you think, like, between that stigma, just like what Carlos was talking about, man, how do you feel about that, man? How do you feel about the whole, you know, some guys who throw themselves out there on YouTube, the whole, you know, they put that stigma on themselves, or...
What's up, Omar?
Well, see, for me,
how are you?
What's up,
for me, the funny thing, for me, Marty, the funny thing is it's kind of like a catch-22 on both sides of it, because it's like, me personally, I never came on YouTube at all and attacked anybody. I've always been the kind of person that always felt that I didn't like what I saw a lot of people doing as far as bigging up certain companies just to get free stuff. I consider myself a fair person. I may look like a thug and look crazy, but I'm the nicest, kindest, fair-hearted person you can meet. But people judge you not only how you look, but even certain actions, like what Carlos was saying, you know. And he has a good, valid point, but there's certain points to it that I don't agree with too, because then it's like, you got people that they buy things, you know, just for an investment. A lot of people do that all the day. You have mutual funds and all these bearer bonds. I'm into that stuff. But then I remember one time, and I was telling Lou and Vic about this, and I don't know if you remember, Lou, and I was so upset, and I told Lou personally about this, and I said, how dare somebody sit up here and leave something on video telling me that, oh, now he's a sneakerhead. Oh, now I mean, how do you can't sit here and stigmatize somebody by stating that just because, I mean, what I'm supposed to do? I'm going to walk around like a damn Kardashian on reality TV and everybody got to know everything that I do over here? And it's like, you'd be surprised what people collect and what they into. Hell, I might have a Ferrari somewhere. I mean, I don't, but I don't have to broadcast everything. But, you know, as far as the flipping and all that stuff go, I don't know, man. I'm very indecisive when it comes to, like, I done got rid of so much shit and get it back, got rid of, get it back, got rid of, get it back.
That's a good
I can't even answer that, man.
Because in the end, technically, unless you never sell a piece, you flipped it in one way or another. But I think the stigma that they're talking about comes from the guys that don't care about collecting. They don't like collecting. They don't care about statues. But they'll jump on, say,
it's a
Pop Culture Shock
it's like that
order
it's like that ice bucket
because they know it's going to sell out in a few minutes. They grab it up, and then 2 seconds later, it's on eBay for double the price. I think those are the ones that people don't like.
Yeah, nobody likes something that's fake.
I think we could sit here and say a lot of people. I mean, we can say a lot of names. I'm sorry, guys.
But like we said, like Vic always said, in the end, and you've said this too, it's your money. Nobody can tell you what to do with your money.
No, you know what was chilling, Lou, was the video that she put, Vic's wife put up of his last review. She was in the bedroom with him, with his, you know, his game room with all his statues. And you know what I'm saying? You're dead. You know, you can't take that with you. So don't fall in love with your stuff. So if you want to sell it, sell it. You know,
I think, you know, and you know what? I contemplated about this as well, because with you know, and I've thought about it before, but even with the passing of Vic just recently, you know, and him being a collector as much as he has a lot lately, and I thought to myself, you know, and I thought about this in the past, I'm like, man, all the stuff that I have that I own, who will it go to? You know, because I'm not married. You know, I'm not going to trust these to my kids. They're not, you know, passionate about a lot of these collections as I am. You know what I mean? I've told Ray in the past, I said, you know, if I were to ever pass away, some of that stuff is going to go to you. But then, you know, what am I going to do with the majority of my things? You know, and one thing I thought about, and you know, and you guys probably know a little bit better than I do, is maybe donating it to somewhere, you know, donating it to like a museum or a collectible place where they can show it or something. I don't know, man. What do you guys think? If something like this were to happen to you guys, if you guys were to ever pass,
I would hope that like some of my friends, people that were close to me that have connections, would then sell them for my family to get them the money so that they could live more comfortable, because in the end, it's only stuff that mattered to you personally. So hopefully they keep one or two statues that reminded them of me, because those are things I loved. But the rest, just sell them.
$375,000. You get yourself a mausoleum, and everything goes inside the mausoleum. I've been paying my mausoleum. You guys are fucking retarded. I ain't giving shit up.
Carlos,
oh, you crazy?
I'm gonna have it in my will.
You know what you can do?
You guys are bullshit collectors, man. Get out of here.
Mr. 83, you gotta stay in the family. It can't be sold. Everything else can go.
375 St. John Cemetery. I'm paying $1,300 a month. My mausoleum will be done, and when I die, all these beautiful things are going inside there. Okay, that's what I'm doing.
So, Carlos, like the pharaohs used to do, build yourself a little pyramid. And when you die, everything goes with you.
That's another option.
The problem is your family is like, all right, Dad's dead, sell his shit.
Dad's dead, but he wrote a will. He wrote a will.
There you go. That's what I'm gonna have in my will. You can sell everything else except that Journey Mr. 83. You got to stay in the family.
There you go.
That's on the wall.
Just fuck around, man. To be honest with you, Carlos, that's a good fucking idea. Especially for a lot of guys who,
Do you think I'm an idiot?
Who don't have anything to go, for it to go anywhere, man. I mean, seriously, like I say to myself, I'm like,
you said you were going to donate it. You're going to donate it to a goddamn museum. Who's going to show off your toys? Marty, come on, man.
That's a good idea. You learn a lot with these guys.
Happened to me.
You learn because I got gray hairs.
Feel free, guys. Donate them to this
floor. Drop on the floor, break it. Because that's
Lou,
what I
I'm
always
getting out
wanted
of
to
here.
do.
Wifey wants to hang out.
Carlos, I'm gonna have to get your private number. We're gonna talk offline about some future plans, man.
Absolutely.
All right, everybody, I'm out of here.
Take care.
Wifey wants to hang out. They
burn that shirt.
Yep. Live update. They passed medical marijuana in Florida. So, woo.
Finally.
Yep.
Just wait on Texas, man. Just wait on Texas.
That's probably why Clinton's losing right now.
No. Oh my God.
All right, guys. Good night.
All right. Good night.
The coolest picture I saw was it's showing the election guys, and then it's got Zod standing there, and it says, "It doesn't matter who wins. I rule this world."
There you go. Oh my God. Omar, I'm moving to Canada soon, so get ready.
That's what I was saying too, bro.
This is gonna be crazy in New York tomorrow, man.
Well, they got Clinton. She's winning New York. She's winning that. But
oh man, I don't know what's happening. Well, all I know is collecting is a lot of fun.
That's it. That's what we've got to delve on, because if we worry about other shit, we just go crazy.
Now, who's getting the Frank Miller Batman on this panel?
Not me.
From Prime 1. The Frank Miller Batman.
Oh, Frank Miller.
I wish. Nice though.
All right, let me show you a picture. You haven't seen the Frank Miller Batman?
The half scale or the third scale?
The big one.
Half scale. Yeah, half scale.
Half scale. The sideshow one.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm so contemplating. I mean, I missed out on the exclusive, but
Prime 1.
Yeah,
I mean, I really like the armored one, but that would be a fortune.
But that Frank Miller is wow. Hey, who's Doggy? That's a cool dog. Love dogs.
Bro, dude, your taste is like the exact same as mine.
Man, when you see this.
The armored Batman?
Mm-hmm.
Same taste, man.
Hey Lou, were you tempted on getting the Batgirl?
No, not that one.
Not that one?
They look
nice
good,
though,
don't
right?
get me wrong, but I'm being...
Oh, yeah.
Right now.
Hell yeah.
I'm saving up that cash.
Yeah, I got two main goals, which Omar knows about. But they're the two main pieces I want. They're both XM pieces. And so I'm saving up for those.
Hey, Carlos.
Plus, the third and half scale stuff is so big. It's like, where would
Hell yeah.
Even though I'm starting to get a collection.
What was that? I'm sorry.
You got the Daredevil pre-ordered? The Netflix?
The Netflix?
Yeah.
No, I don't have that. No.
Yeah, I think it comes out like July of next year, though.
Yeah, I haven't ordered that. No.
Hey, Carlos, man, mine did convert, man, but I let it go, man.
You passing on this one?
Yeah, I actually passed on it.
Wow.
Good choice. Good choice, Faith.
Yeah,
okay.
I think there's better.
I had to pass on that one too. I had to pass it. It's too much right there for me, man. I love it. Great piece, man, but it's just out of my price range right now.
If you guys want quarter scale Arkham Batman, get the Danny Hines custom. I just got that in.
Which one, Omar?
The Danny Hines custom.
That piece is insane, guys. That thing is like higher quality than XM. I've never seen
Is that the one where he's on the white base?
He's on the snow, yeah.
Yeah.
That piece is ridiculous, dude. Holy smokes. I got it for like such a steal price, but it's like way under retail, but that thing is worth the retail price, man.
What's the company name so I can look it up?
It's just, you know, Danny Ocean.
Danny Ocean. Okay, I got it.
He made it. It's made in the same factory as Resin Works, so it's like, because okay, like let me tell you guys something. In China, there's this one factory that puts out like more higher than XM quality stuff, but they take like 2 years to deliver the thing, right? And Danny and Resin Works are the only ones that put up with the shit, so they're the only ones that actually commission stuff to go through there. But all their stuff come out like crazy, man. Like I got the Resin Works Superman a couple days ago. That piece is crazy. Carlos, have you seen that one?
No, I have not seen it.
It's like the Superman that's like flying, and he's angry. He has his mouth open.
Oh, I gotta
see vision.
Look. You just got that piece?
Yeah, type in Resin Works Superman.
Oh yeah. I think I've seen. Okay, got it.
Bro, those two.
Carlos,
the Danny Batman.
Carlos.
I'm gonna do a wait 1 second. Sorry. I'm gonna do a comparison video of the 1/3 scale Prime 1 and the Danny, because you guys really need to see the difference, guys. Like seriously, like Prime 1 is very impressive, but this thing, like the paint job.
Oh yeah, I've seen this. This is this piece right here. I got it, right there.
That piece, yeah, I got that one too. That's crazy. That piece is ridiculous. Like, I'm not joking. Like, there's not a single line out of this.
So, show it again, Carlos.
You see it? No, this is Omar speaking about this piece from Resin Works Sculptures. I don't know if you can see it. I'm screen sharing, and Omar just picked this piece up. It's awesome.
That's gorgeous, man. Who made that?
Resin Works. I'll write it down on the so you can.
The price is really high, but in my opinion, I think it's worth it. Like
worth it.
I'm not joking. Like the mouth looks like a real mouth. Like the teeth are acrylic. The tongue, like dude, you know how he has crooked teeth on the bottom?
Yeah.
It shows that as well. Like it's
captured that.
Same teeth. Yeah, it's crazy, man.
And Marty, I wrote it down on the group chat. If
Resin,
you want to look
okay.
at it.
Yeah. I see that right there. Resin Works.
So
do they do any Batman? With that company?
They did Dark Knight Batman.
They did that Dark Knight?
They did a Dark Knight Batman. You can look it up. It doesn't look that good in my opinion, but it's really high quality. Their stuff is like really unique. You gotta really like their kind of style. Like their flash is ugly as fuck, but it's like extremely high quality. So yeah, it's like if you're into their style, they're amazing. Like you could put your money and be safe because they're gonna put out quality.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You know what? I've seen these on eBay. Different people. I just didn't know what company they made it on. Where are they based out of? They based out of here in the States, or?
He muted himself. All right, so real quick, Carlos, you getting that new 52 man or no? Superman.
From Prime 1? Already ordered. I like it. Yeah, people don't like it.
I like the exclusive head, man. I'm thinking that's why I cut out some other stuff I thought I was gonna get.
Isn't that the one that's supposed to go with the dark side?
I have to have it, man.
Yeah,
I have to have it.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Oh, now look, I'm gonna show you. Hold up.
There it is. Let's see it.
That exclusive Superman head is a must for me because it damn sure
looks just like the Rebirth.
Yeah, bro, I have to have it, man. It's EX or fail on that one. Yeah. So big ups to Superman. You did it right, man.
Well, what do you guys think of the new Deadpool?
The
heat seeker statue. Let me throw it out.
Am I cutting out?
Yeah, a little in and out.
All right, let me show it.
I think the suit looks really nice, but it's a little too out there.
All
Like it
right,
takes up
hold
too much
on.
space. You know what I mean?
That's the only issue that I have with it. So that's the one I'm talking about. But he's got the base, like he said, is really wide, and then he's swinging the sword as well. But it does look great. I mean, it's a great action pose.
Yeah, it
Even
is.
the way you could see the bullet coming out of the gunway.
Yeah.
The suit detail is really, really nice.
Yeah.
I really like the suit detail.
Hey, I love this, man. You guys, this Mary Jane right here, this is freaking amazing.
Oh, hold on.
Y'all see that?
Yeah, this is.
Oh, yeah.
They're working
That
on
is-
this one next.
That's just absolutely gorgeous, man.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah, that was the kit. Yeah.
No, he's making this fully painted with that factory.
Oh, is he? Because I know there was a kit of that a while ago.
Stop this shit.
Hey, Lou, would you ask me a question about Superman? Because I thought I was cutting out and I couldn't hear you if I did.
No, not about Superman, I didn't.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But I also see that we're getting another legendary scale Iron Man from Civil War.
Pass.
That looks dope.
Yeah, it does look good.
damn.
There's gonna be like 50 lights on there, man.
I mean,
Let me
Jesus
see.
Christ,
Let
man.
me
How many
show-
Iron Mans can they make?
Not enough,
Yeah.
man.
Oh
Obviously.
my god.
It's like, have you seen how
Just
many Iron
ask
Mans and
Hasbro.
scales they have? Oh
No,
my god, dude! I go broke trying to collect Iron Man, man.
Oh, but
Please.
this thing
talk to me about
looks
this.
off the screen.
Yeah.
There's gonna be like 50 light ups on that thing.
That's insane, man. That's well,
Hey,
that legendary
how
scale is going to be
how
massive.
about a half scale Batman or Superman? How about that?
Yeah.
That's like Batman for myself, actually.
Listen, I'd take. You know what I would love to see, man? I would love to see like a. I love what XM did. XM did that with the Colossus. Not Colossus. What did they do with that big diorama?
The Sentinel.
Sentinel. Man.
Yeah. XM?
Yeah, XM, man. That. I mean, I would love to have that. That's the only thing that I think that looks amazing. I wish that they could incorporate more of that style of selling sculptures, like 2 at one time, but it doesn't have to be very big. Like a 1/6 scale statues and superheroes, dynamic bases, and just like put it all together, and and over time, like a eagle moss. Like you're collecting.
Yeah, I got you.
You know what I'm saying? That way you can just like actually, get
build this huge diorama.
Yeah, man, that would be like an ultimate idea instead of like dishing out $4,500.
And let's say, and how much is that?
When the wife sees this crate come off a truck,
you're dead,
and she's like, "That's it, divorce."
Yeah, dead.
Guys.
Hey guys, and how much is that diamond?
4,000.
Wow.
All right. Now, with that said, let me ask you guys, so everybody in the panel, how much can we spend as a collector? How much is our limit? Is it going overboard?
Depends on how much you get paid.
It's that's a good question. Let me ask you real quick, man. I went to that resin statue, Resin Works. How do you order from them, man? I know when you click on the picture, man, just the picture shows up. But how do you order?
It's not up for pre-order yet. You gotta scroll the available now. I think only the
okay.
bike is available.
Winning.
Everything else sold out. I think you can still order the Superman. Actually. I think there's like 25 left. Man, dude, that Superman is so beast. His face is so ridiculous. Holy shit, man. Like that, some guy, Sammy G or whatever, he did an amazing review on that thing, and I can't believe this guy held his composure. I was like, what the fuck? This is like, it's like top next level.
I'm in love with, Dude, I'm in love with that Mary Jane and that Batman and Catwoman, man. That's just freaking amazing.
Oh, I gotta show you an art print, Marty, being that you love her.
Oh, bro, those two pieces won't come out until 2020. So you can don't worry about it. They take their sweet ass time, but they perfect everything. Like anytime they can incorporate metal, they do it. You know what I mean? Like anytime the guns, for instance, that she's gonna hold, it's gonna be metal.
Check that out.
Oh man, who did that one, man?
This was just the last one he had. It's his last name's Diego. I'd have to look it up because he just signed this. Bert? I'll look it up and get you all the information. But I was going through the con, and it was like the last day of the con, and I happened to see it. And I'm like, you know, everyone knows I love Mary Jane and Gwen Stacy. I have pictures of them everywhere. So I saw it, and I'm like, I gotta have it. He's looking at it, he can't find one. And I'm like, I don't give a shit. Give me the one off the display. So he gave me the one right off there. Amazing.
Hey, anybody going to C2E2 next year in April?
I'm not, guys. I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna go watch Doctor Strange the second time.
Oh, okay.
Guys.
Later, man. Enjoy.
Thanks.
Yeah, I gotta go see that tomorrow. No, Thursday, I think.
I went today to watch it, man. It wasn't bad. It's definitely a Marvel movie, you know. But yeah, pretty good.
Hey, to answer your question, 10K. A year.
10K a year.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous, man.
I think that's about fair. I think
that's an average, man. That's nothing. That's peanuts.
Well, for me, not that I'm not a millionaire, I'm not, but it's all about display, man. So I have to have a concept of how I want it, and if it starts looking crappy, I ain't getting it, or something's got to go, and I have to do some restructuring, man. So don't look right, display.
Let me ask you guys this, man. Right. Space available.
I have none.
Were you guys? Well, Carlos, is that all you have right there? Does it expand out anymore?
I'm outside. I'm in my man cave. This is just my little office area. This is where
I'm telling you guys, if you really want to see his collection, he has a video where he goes outside and shows the whole thing.
No, please, Lou, don't tell him that.
And I was like, when I first saw it, I was like, holy shit, I thought I had a
Do you have a room tour video? Like, will you show all your shit, Carlos?
No, I just do a partials. Only a couple of guys have been in my house, but I only do a partial area. I have 3 display cabinets here that are very big. It's all 1/6. And then, you know, out there in my living room area where the family is, which is now my area, that's where I have the big giant TV and statues around there and other figures. And, of course, the 1/6 mobiles. And then, of course, the garage is overwhelmed with unboxed boxes.
So basically, what you see right here is just my rule.
This is not
the tip of the typewriter.
This ain't nothing. This ain't nothing. I collect motorcycle 1/12 scale. I have 1/5 scale motorcycles. I collect cars, art. You know,
right.
I can't even talk to you. It's just my Predator case. Just shit.
So you basically.
I'm picky. I'm picky.
Right. You have your whole house basically dedicated.
No, not the whole house. Can't go upstairs. Everything's down here in the basement.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
I'm not allowed to go upstairs.
Okay.
My wife will fucking kick me out.
At this point in time, like for instance, me, you know, I have about 3 rooms right now that are filled with statues, comic books, and everything.
I saw your rooms, yeah.
I've actually had to do, you know, and you guys know, like statue rooms and everything. They're like a living document. You're constantly changing just to accommodate more space and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually, I'm going to buy a house, which I can actually, you know, hopefully have more room to put a lot of stuff, man. But what about anybody else, man? What's your like dedicated space, or if there's more space?
Finally got the okay to go to the second room. So that'll give me some more space.
They should never have done that, Lou.
Exactly. Because then now I can bring out my Lord of the Rings stuff and put that back on display. So there's going to be a lot more shit.
Now, would you guys ever think about like dedicating a whole house to your collection? Like, is that something you guys would do? Like, like the living room or an entertainment room?
If you're rich?
Yeah, if you're rich.
No.
Yeah, but that's collecting, man. That's hoarding, man.
Well, I would love to actually, if I had the money, have like a dedicated house built. Well, not as huge as a house, but you get the point. What would be kind of like a museum, and people could actually come in and look at this stuff,
Kind of like a mother-in-law suite in the backyard.
Yeah, kind of, exactly.
If you can afford your own museum, you third scale would be no problem, or even a half scale. Like,
see, I think that as a collector, it doesn't matter how much room you have. Eventually, you would outgrow it.
You outgrow your room. I don't know, man. I'm still kind of contemplating how much room I would dedicate when I actually buy a house to to my collection, man. Do I want to put some inside the living room or the entertainment room? I mean, is that going too far? Is that too much? I mean, I don't know, man. I just haven't got to that point.
I could see ARH stuff, or maybe Conan. Those could kind of go with a decor in the house more.
Probably
than,
if you're single.
let's say, comic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If you're single, I wouldn't see nothing wrong with it. But if you got like a family, you and that wife will probably be bumping heads. Just sit in the living room.
And then you got to be scared of the kids kicking a ball around the room, and there goes a piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it'd be neat, man, to be able to have a living room, and I agree. Maybe most of your pristine pieces like ARH Studios, some of the fantasy figures and stuff like that in the living room, and a great centerpiece. I mean, I don't know. I think that, to me, I think that'd be okay. But then again, anything within your collection would be okay, I think. I don't know. I'm kind of torn right now.
I mean, it all depends too. If you find that woman who loves the same hobby as you, then you're golden. You could do anything you want. But if you get the one that hates what you do, but because they love you, they deal with it, then they're like, all right, well, you could have this space, just don't come out of it.
Yeah. I like the idea of mausoleum, though. I'd probably start living in that mausoleum before I actually passed away and start putting everything in there.
Exactly my point.
Right.
Put down one of the army cots and
you set up your man cave in that mausoleum. You get it comfortable and everything, and then when you actually pass away, all they got to do is bring your body in there because everyth's already set up the way you like it, right? Am I right, Carlos?
That's correct.
I'm starting to feel it now.
Even the casket is going to have a Batman symbol on it.
There you go, man.
Superman.
So whatever you like.
Exactly. That casket was tight, bro. It was.
Yeah.
My kids already know. I'm taking two things inside the coffin with me, which is my Otis Anderson football from the New York Giants signed by him in the Super Bowl, and my Lawrence Taylor statue, and my last thing, a bottle of Jack Daniels, and my Hot Toys Christopher Reeve.
That's right, because that goes with you everywhere.
All that, yeah, goddamn right. Been on all over the world with me on vacations. So I'm gonna put all that right inside right there. I'm gonna lay down like that, and I'm gonna wait for Jesus Christ himself to wake me up. And then when I wake the fuck up, I'm gonna get a bottle, crack that Jack Daniels open, take a shot, give Jesus a swig, and it's on. It's started collecting all over again. That's how we do it in New York City, brothers. And with that, listen, it's a great show. I thank everyone for allowing me to be part of this panel. All you guys out in the YouTube world and ladies, please come by, say hello. And remembering Vic today, I appreciate you. All the things that we, the times that we shared, Vic. I know you in heaven looking down at me. Marley, I want to say what's up. His kids, I want to say God bless. Stay strong in the heart. Do not worry. Your father is looking down on you and protecting you at all times. And all you collectors, peace and love. Forget about stigma. Forget about all that baloney. Just collect what you love to collect. Have a good time. And with that said, I got to go because I got to see if I got to shoot myself tonight if Donald Trump wins. All right. With that, peace and love. You know I don't like you, but you like my style. Laters.
Yeah, when I was younger, I was flicking women.
Yeah.
Crazy guy. But you know what? He's got some valid points, man. You got to admit, listening to him talk, he's got some valid points. And just like Mike, I don't necessarily agree with everything he says, but some of the stuff is, he's got his opinion, and you have to respect people's opinion. You may not agree with it, you may not understand it, you may not like it, but you got to respect the fact that people have their opinion about certain things, and I think that's wonderful that we can do that. We can come together in a type of forum to talk about things we love and things we collect, and people have their own mindset about certain things, and it's neither right or wrong. It's what you, just like what they said, it's what you love. You know what I mean?
Which is good. Sorry, which is good because just on any topic in the world, it's nice to see another perspective because you might have not have seen it that way, because you only seen it your way. But when you see how other people see it, he's like, okay, and then you can take information from people, their opinions, and make it the best your opinion. So.
And if you're open-minded, and you have, and that's where people that are not open-minded are very close-minded. Have a hard time seeing that stuff, have a hard time moving past that stuff. But I think guys that are like us who collect things from a fantasy in a different world, we have to be open-minded anyways to be able to collect the things we collect, right? To do the things we do. So yeah, I think it's great to be around a group of people that share that type of mindset, that mentality. So yeah, I agree with you, man. I agree with you absolutely. So. But great show, Lou. Really great show, man. Great to come together with stuff like this, and I'm glad we can guy like Vic, and me and Rick kind of Vic got off to a rocky start at first, but we were able to hash our differences and stuff like that, and really started coming together as collectors and talking about stuff like that. And he got to know him as a really good guy, man. If you can just look past how someone says something and look at the message behind it, then you can really understand it. Because you guys ever notice what some people who just talk at you and talk at you and talk at you, and you try to block them out, but if you look past how they're saying something and just really realize what the message, what they're trying to relate to you guys, there's a meaning to it. You know what I mean? And I think what Vic was trying to say was that collect what you love, and just love your collection, man, and do what you want to do.
I mean, in the end, as much as we may know, there's always somebody that has seen or can show you something you haven't seen or don't know, and then it's that much better because even like you saw today, so that we were talking about Resin Works and you saw their statues. So you could be this awesome collector, and even myself, I have found stuff by watching other people's reviews, other people's channels that I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. I never knew it existed. Yeah. And then I'm able to hunt it down, hopefully, and get one.
Dude, beginning as a collector, man, I remember, Lou, I remember before I even started making YouTube videos, man, I'd watch your room tour videos and I'd watch your videos and I'd be like, man, who is this guy who has all this fucking shit here, man, And then, and that's how I got, how you got your freaking M4 up there. I kind of got, you know, an M4, put it by my room because I liked how they looked and shit, man. But I remember watching other people's videos, man, and I'm just like, man, look at this shit. I had no idea whatsoever. I started collecting, and then as I got to be more experienced and knowing, sharing that type of stuff with other people like you guys, you know, sharing with me, I had no idea resin fucking works. Shit, man. I just saw like 2 things on there. Like, I want that.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. And before I even was on YouTube, I used to collect guns. So I had all my rifles and everything all mounted on the wall. And I wish I would have took pictures of it prior to everything else. But most of the displays, when I hung them on, were all handmade stuff that I made to hang them up there.
You know, and never in months would I thought that I'd actually, after watching, before even making YouTube videos and watching you, that I'd be here sitting bullshit and talking with you. And Mike, you know, I've met Mike, you know, I've talked to Mike a whole bunch of times and stuff, and we've got to get to know each other and stuff like that too. And we've chatted every once in a while. So get to know a guy like Mike who used to be in the Marines, you know, so guys, you know, like, you know, ex-military guys and stuff like that, you know, guys could come together like that, man. I think it's awesome, man, you know?
Exactly. And what humbled me, and I'm sure it's happened to you guys as well, but you go to a convention and people are calling your name and you're looking around like, who the hell's calling me? And then they're like, yo, you do that awesome show, you know, I love it.
Yeah.
It's humbling.
The Las Vegas con this past June, and me and my son was walking, and this girl was like, hey, Ray Jr. from Cumberland Fanatics. And I'm like, turn around looking. She's like, yeah, I watch your videos and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. And that happened to us in Dallas too, right? Right, that happened to us in Dallas too. Remember?
Yeah.
While we were there, so it's like, you know, you're not necessarily a big deal, but you're a big deal, right?
I'll never forget the first time somebody asked for an autograph. I'm like, all right, if you really want one.
Well, see, we haven't reached that stage yet, Lou. You know, we haven't reached the autograph stage yet.
But it really, you know, it really humbles you. You're like, my God, somebody, you know, likes my shit enough to know who I am.
Right. But, you know, and you know, it's one of those things too that you got to realize, you know, when you throw yourself out there on a video as a part of community, and people see what you're doing, people seeing that where you're talking about this, you know, you have knowledge about a certain topic or something that you haven't experienced in. People are going to come to you in one form or another. People are going to remember you. People are going to realize that, okay, you know, this person knows what he's talking about. This person has an idea. So, you know, especially because we've always been there where we just kind of got started, you know. We started when there was somebody we wanted to get some knowledge out of. So people do the same thing with us now. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But Lou, you're a big deal, Lou. You know what I mean? You're a pretty big deal.
One of the things eventually I got to do, but I got to pull everything out, is like Ray's doing, and you're with Thor, and you're doing with Spider-Man. I did it with Captain America, so I pretty much have every issue, and there's only a few I'm working on of the older stuff, the Tales of Suspense that I need. Of course, the more expensive ones, but to complete the whole run. But he was and still is my favorite Marvel superhero.
Well, Lou, if you ever if you ever want to get rid of your earlier Spider-Man's Amazing Fantasy number 15, or and I'm still waiting for those the Sucker Punch lineup, brother. You just let me know, okay, man? I definitely take them off your hands for you, brother. I'm on the fence line right now with Amazing Spider-Man. I'm taking a little bit of a hiatus when it comes to collecting.
That's a tough one because he's got a lot of expensive issues.
The earlier ones are very expensive, and as you know, like I was telling you guys earlier, I've got 1/6 scale fever right now.
Yeah.
So with 1/6 scale fever, man, you know how that hits you after a while, but then, you know, slowly it'll go on, and then when you see something with the comic books, the comic book fever is going to hit you. You know what I mean?
Well, like
Ray,
we're all
Ray,
saying here, all of us have already spent our tax returns. That's a
Pretty
big
much.
sign.
See, Ray's got Journey into Mystery Fever right now, as you guys know. You know, his is like Journey into Mystery Fever. I've got 1/6 scale Hot Toys fever, man. I mean, you know, so I've got to break that eventually, man, and hopefully get something. But I'll work on it. Maybe next year. Maybe next year I'll get everything that my entire Spider-Man run.
Yeah, I die every time.
After I'm done with Journey into Mystery. Cap, and Daredevil, man, Batman.
And Cap, he has a lot of issues, man.
Yeah, I really wasn't feeling this new one that Captain America Steve Rogers. I was getting it and then I just stopped. I was like, let me go back and focus on the older shit.
You know what kind of hyped me up to, man, is when I started getting into YouTube videos, right? And we started getting to know a lot of people in the community and watching other people's video, man. You kind of get that. You get onto that beast mode, right? Like, oh, shit, I want that. I want that. I want that. I want that, right? And then after a while, man, as you get more experience in this stuff, I say experience, man. I didn't say broker. I just said more experience, right? Once you get more experience, you realize you're like, you know what? I've got to realize and start collecting the things that I love first, and then maybe later on get into some of those key issues, man. Maybe get into some of the other wanted issues, and I've gotten to that mentality where instead of trying to get every damn key issue there is out there that I want, that I see people have, that I eventually want in my collection, I'm like, okay, let me just focus on this.
Well, that's why I always loved that idea you guys had with your top 10 for the year and then trying to cross them off.
When my first top 10 list, man, I was overzealous, man. I had to revamp that motherfucker, man, because I was just like, that's just too much, man. I can't do all that stuff. And then try to collect
$100,000.
You know how they say it briefs well on paper, right? It briefs well,
of course.
But when you execute the mission, it didn't necessarily go the way it was briefed, right? So that's just.
Like, who wouldn't want? I mean, my top would be the first appearance of Superman, but that ain't happening unless I hit the lottery.
You gotta be realistic, which you can get.
Exactly. I mean, you have to hit the lottery to own that book.
Yeah, unless you sell every single statue that you own, every single comic book that you own. You might be halfway there to get in the book that you want.
You're not even gonna be halfway there.
But that's the problem. Now you're looking at your collection and it's just one comic on the wall.
Captain Lou.
But Lou, if it's the one you love and the one you want,
that's
there's
true.
nothing wrong with it, man.
But you'd be scared every day, man. Someone's gonna rob my house.
But that's the only thing they can take, man. They can't take anything else. So that's the only thing they can take, man. That's like,
hey guys, has this ever come through your mind, like, oh, do I sell my whole collection just to get one thing that I really want that probably really expensive?
I'll go sell plasma before I do sell any of my shit.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah,
it's hard.
To get one thing?
Well, Ace, let me ask you, Ace. Fire just happened in your house. You can only take one damn collectible. I say collectible, right? It doesn't have to be statue, it has to be comic books, whatever. Whatever collectible that you can grab within your hand, what would it be, man?
Doom on Thrones.
The same here. That's what I'm grabbing.
I was going straight to it.
The Doom on Throne.
Oh, Doom on Throne. Oh, Ace, you got that one too then, huh?
Yes, sir.
That's like a $5,000 statue now, isn't it, man?
Yeah, man.
I'm grabbing Power Girl and my Journey Mystery 83.
No, there's no ands. He said one item, man.
No, they're side by side, so it's hard to miss them.
Well, I'm sure, carrying one comic book and a statue is doable. You have seen his guns, right?
I have to find something with Harley, man. First thing I see with Harley, I'm gonna have to grab it. I'll take that.
This man right here.
Yeah.
Batman P.
It's so hard though because at least, I mean, if you're looking at your collection, yeah, you love everything, but there's
That
at
one,
least,
right?
there's at least 10 of them that you would be like, man, I can't live without these.
Yeah. You know, you can always like break a window, start throwing statues out, hoping they would make it without getting damaged.
I got the pool right outside, so I could like chuck them.
Man, that's just freaking that's awesome. You have a pool. Really
You're just praying that the chlorine doesn't fog them up too bad.
Hey, I just want to say, you know, I don't know if you've been following it, Lou, but a lot of people have been on the chat group tonight, man. So just want to kind of give a shout out to them, if you don't mind, man.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I've been following it.
Yeah, just to go down the list. Andrew Cotta was on there. Jay Foghorn. Of course, you guys. I already shout out to Big E's. Hey guys, really enjoyed your Noel Batman review, Marty. Thanks, Spanish Heart 18. I appreciate that, man. Thanks for watching. But yeah, a lot of people there in the you know, just commented in the chat.
Yeah, exactly. These guys, I really appreciate all of them because a lot of them are the guys that have been there since day one, and they always support.
Yeah, if I get to rambling sometimes, and I seem like you know, I'm a little bit long-winded, that's because I am. So you gotta forgive me on that. But I really enjoy being on the show. I really do, Lou. Every time I get a chance to come on here, I really enjoy talking statues, man. Because I will tell you what, man, as much as I love collecting statues, when I come on your show, I learn something fucking new all the damn time. Something, 2 things, 3 things. I'm always learning something new, man. You guys have a vast amount of knowledge when it comes to statue collecting, and it's just amazing to learn from you guys. Just like, you know, if you guys, I mentioned earlier on the show, any questions you have about comic book collecting or grading or slabbing, whatever, man, feel free to pick our brains, because I'm gonna, like always, I pick your brains all the time every time I'm on here, man.
Again, that was the whole idea behind this show, was to bring all these things together so the guys that collect, that have those questions about comics, because they want to add them to their display, or hot toys, or pops, Funko Pops, whatever. We're going to be talking about those starting next week. We'll show some stuff from our area of expertise, like maybe, you know, Marty and Ray will have some cool covers that we might not have seen, and I'll show some stuff. And, you know, we got Fate. He collects pops. He's got a lot. I just actually picked up a few exclusives, and everyone could bring something to the table, and we'll see all this stuff that we wouldn't have even known was out there.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely, man. And I think it's, you know, hopefully this will eventually, you know, kind of bring the community together. The statue, the comic book, the pop, the flipper community, or whatever.
We got to bring aboard that whispering community, because they have they have a lot of subs.
They got a lot of subs and a lot of views, boy.
Because, you know, we got horse whisperers. Now we'll have like statue whisperers and comic whisperers.
Well, I think most part, man, I think they're only, it's more of a fetish thing. You know what I mean?
Of course.
You know, I don't think they're really trying to draw, because, you know, a regular collector, we don't want to hear all that whispering shit. If you look on like a lot of the comments, like a lot of people say, they're like, man, I don't want to hear that shit. I can't stand that shit. You know, it's like, so they're more bringing into the I don't know, you're going to get freaking creeps and pedophiles and you know, people like that, man, that like that whispering shit, man. To me, honestly, if you're going to review something, I want to hear what you're going to talk about. I want to see. I want to review it.
Actually, it drives me nuts sometimes because a lot of the guys that do really good reviews, it's so low that I have to put like headphones on to hear them. So yeah, whispering would actually drive me nuts.
It's it's for somebody who wants to get views and subscribers. It's not for the real person who's out there to trying to help people. It's just it's creepy, man. I'm sorry, but it's creepy, man. That's my personal opinion.
Yo, guys, I'm gonna sign out real quick.
So we're ending it anyway. This is the goodbyes.
Right. But I didn't get to say my farewells.
Go ahead.
All right. So, Vic, my man, up there looking down. Thank you for everything that you have done for me. It will never be forgotten. You actually, for me, created a bigger family, not just a community, but a family. Now I have a new set of brothers, thanks to you and Captain Lou. You guys are the anchors holding it down. Big Mike, that's my other brother. All you guys that's been with me like since my beginning. You know who you are, Ace of Spades, man. Now I got my new comic book brothers. I appreciate you guys. I love you, but this is all thanks to Vic. Don't let him be forgotten, guys. I love you all as brothers, man. Have a good night.
No, man. Well said, brother. Thank you so much. Same thing to you too, Fate.
All right.
Well said, bro.
Same thing to you, man. Well said. He actually said that like a Marine.
What? You know why Mike's saying that, right? Because you got two Army guys right here. That's the only reason why Mike.
Well, he's outnumbered 3-1.
Fate was. Don't forget, Fate was in an Army.
Well, Fate too. Yeah, so that's 4.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Fate was in the Army too. Yeah,
he was in an Army too. Yep, he was in an Army. Yeah. Plus all 3 of you had those little corny.
Yeah, but you know what, Mike? I would tell you, Mike, if I'm walking through a dark, creepy alley by myself, I would want to have you by my side, okay? So it's all good that way.
I'm a high
Hey, man, I tell you what, we got each other's back, okay, man?
Yeah, all right, that's perfect. That's perfect. I'll be the first one. I'll be the first one terrified. You talking about?
Oh my god!
And Ray's just gonna be showing his guns, like my guns are bigger than Marty's, man. So you can.
Well, what I always got a kick out of is you could take the most macho bodybuilding dudes in the world, but you take them into a really scary haunted house, and they're the first ones running from everything and screaming.
That's because they're smart. You talking about? They smart. That's why.
They're like, "Fuck this, man! I ain't fucking around this shit, man."
A man run to live another day. A damn.
I always get a kick out of going to them on Halloween, and then my friends are like jumping on my back, going, it's crazy.
Hey, I was good. I was good for Halloween. People coming up to me, "Can I take your picture? You're the day walker." I'm like, "Yes, I am."
I'm working on. I think it's going to be a good match because I'm working on a steampunk vampire killer.
Yeah, I still have that.
That along with Ray's Blade. I think.
Well, and the fact that I did Dracula, so we could have been.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that at your work party. That's awesome, man.
Oh man, but yeah, you did an amazing job with the hat and the weapons, and
I have no idea what I'm doing, man. I'm just kind of. It's like a lot of trial and error. I'd be honest. I'd be lying to you if I told you that this is. I'm a professional at this, dude. I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. I just kind of like go with it. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna add this. I'm gonna add that, man. So, but thank you, anyways. I appreciate it, but it's just trial and error, to be honest with you, man. But,
hey, Marty, let me ask you a quick question, Blood.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Are you into any of those GameStop exclusive comics too, or you?
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. GameStop. Let me tell you about GameStop comic exclusives, man. They sell for about $5 at a convention, $5 or $10. a month after the convention is over with, man, they go up in like $20, $30, $40, $50.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, I noticed that. That's crazy. Yeah. I picked up a whole bunch, man. I've been picking up a lot of them.
I'm telling you, man, you can flip those easily on eBay, especially if no one has those. If you're trying to make some money and get a little investment for your return, man.
Comics is one thing I do not flip or get rid of unless I buy 2 or 3 of the same book. That's one thing.
Yeah.
That's one thing that's always stay with me until that fucking flood. But you know,
dude, man, I'm sorry. Is that recent? Is that flood recent for you? That just happened or what?
Yeah, I'm almost a year now. It's been a while.
Oh man, I'm sorry, dude. That's had to be fucking hard to see some shit like that, man.
No, man, you don't know. You don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't, man. But I can imagine if I lost my shit like through like a tornado or some shit like that, and shit's just flung all around, dude, man. It's just like you almost like a part of you dying. You know what I mean?
Yo, I literally cried. I really cried. I cried, bro. Like cried like a baby. Cried. And on top of that, I think I deleted the fucking videos of that. Lou, remember? I rented a van. And I went all the way to I think it was I forgot what part of Jersey it was, and I brought a whole. I mean, oh my god, it was
terrible, man. Dude, I'm so sorry to hear that, man, because a lot of people won't understand that unless you're a collector too, man. You know what I mean? A lot of people won't understand that because it's not just collecting; it's nostalgic. It's a lot of hunting and searching and blood and sweat and tears, excitement. There's a lot of emotion involved when you collect. Doesn't matter what you collect, man. You know, because there's a lot of things that go into it. Ray, you can say how many times have you messaged me say, hey, I just got this. You know, you sent me the picture, man. I've been searching for this for a while. You know, so you put a lot of emotion, you put a lot of sweat and tears into shit like this, man. And then so people think, okay, you're just collecting.
Yeah, especially that blade.
Okay, it's just a collecting. No, it's just not collecting, man. It goes way beyond collecting. It's your passion, man. If people understand your passion, you know, and then you know, it doesn't matter what type of passion you have. When you put your heart and your money, your life, your sweat, everything, your hard-earned money. You know what I mean? You work hard for this shit to be able to get something that you love to do and something you love, you want, and then it goes away in a matter of
a fucking second, hours,
days or seconds. Yeah, exactly. You know, so man, it's tough. I know, man, it's tough.
Yeah, so, it's fucked up.
And I hope, and I wish you good fortune that one day you be able to have good karma and good blessings to be able to have, maybe not in that form again, but maybe some things that make you happy like that again, man.
Yeah, I mean, well, you know, I've been buying them. I've been getting some books and stuff, and I mean, just knowing that I can get back into it because I really wasn't going to. But you know, my wife was encouraging. My mom was crying with me because my mom used to go and take me a lot of places to get a lot of books, and I had books. I mean, I don't even want to talk about it no more.
Wow. We ain't got to talk about it. I'm sorry I mentioned. I brought it up, brother.
Life, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry I brought it up, man. I can totally empathize with you. I really can. But yeah, I think I know how you feel. Like every collector there is out there, man. You know, you put your all into it. You put your soul into it. You know, collecting. You put your soul into it. I think that's the best way I can say it, man. You know,
especially when you've achieved, if you have, getting that piece that was your grail. Yeah. There's just no feeling like that.
I'd go to jail if something happened to that Journey to Mr. 83. If Mason bumped it by accident and broke it.
Hey, I have a few grails, man. You know, the Amazing Fantasy number 15, Amazing Spider-Man number 1, and the Sucker Punch lineup that Lou's gonna give me. You know, that being my grail and stuff like that. but that's like, you know, I totally understand that. You know, but yeah.
But yeah, exactly. It's if you're a collector, you know what we're talking about. If not, there's no way to explain the feeling. But I want to thank everyone who's on here. I think the first episode went really well, and hope to be bringing everyone more of these great episodes. They'll be every Tuesday at 8 o'clock. So
that's 6 o'clock my time because I'm on that mountain time.
Yeah, 7 o'clock Central Time, my time.
You catch me right after class.
And
Yeah.
I guess great. It's so great to be on here for many reasons, like I mentioned before, Lou, to be able to learn from some professional statue collectors, and not to mention, man, I've made some wonderful friends on that. Not just statue collector friends from New York, but man, we got comic book collector friends, like Manuel Melendez, Big East Comics, man, Enrique, Carlos,
the New York Warriors.
Yeah, the New York Warriors, Marky, man, all those New York Warriors on, shout out to them, man, all the New York Warriors up there, and the New York cartel here with the statue collecting, it's just great, man, because I've got guys I know I can always come to if I have questions, or if I ever want to visit New York. So I'm never alone, because all I got to do is just get to know you guys and be like, hey, listen, I'm going to be in New York, and guess what? I've got friends in New York now. You know what I mean?
Well, it's like I said to you guys, if you ever wanted to go to New York Comic Con and needed a place to stay, you're always welcome.
Oh, I'm gonna take that up when I retire. I'm taking that off, man.
Same here.
You're gonna have like 10 people.
I'm gonna be hanging out with Mike, man. Because everywhere I go in New York, I make sure Mike is right beside my side. So I don't have to worry about shit.
New York is not as. I would say in the 80s, the 70s, and mid 90s, you have a problem, but now New York is. They got so many goddamn police. I try not to drink.
Oh my God! Yeah, you can't walk 10 feet without seeing one.
You smack yourself without getting locked up.
Hell, all you have to do is walk in the Port Authority. There's National Guard in there, everything.
What? You can't
That's
walk,
good
like
to
I
know,
said,
man.
You can't walk down your street and smack yourself without getting locked up, bro.
Absolutely. I think, Lou, you've invited me many times, too. I think maybe next New York City Comic Con, I'm gonna have to hit you up on that, man. And I might drive up there, because I thought if I do go, I'm gonna wear my Batman cosplay. You know what I mean? So I think I'd do that, man. And then you got to get the whole. I'm going to get all the New York Warriors together, man. I have to get all you guys together, man. We're gonna have to do a big old freaking video.
But Marty, whatever you do not come to New York with your guns. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah, it's not accepted.
I'm not trying to meet you.
So
like, damn, I gotta go to court for this guy.
I can't even bring one small sidearm. I can't even carry like a 9mm.
The sad part is you can't even carry a BB gun in New York.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, just the 5 boroughs, just the city.
Yeah.
Only the city is like that with the BB gun stuff. Like New York City, meaning Bronx, Staten Island, Queens, Manhattan, and the Bronx. Those are the 5 boroughs of New York. So those 5 boroughs you can't.
Okay,
so,
I got you.
Don't worry about it. You with me, I carry. I have a problem.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure. I'm around you most of the time, anyways. But yeah, absolutely. I think I'm gonna have to take you up next year on that.
Yeah,
and also a couple of guys from the New York Warriors. They're gonna be at the C2E2 in Chicago next April, so I might be going to that one as well and link up some of the guys from there. So I think next year is going to be the year for me. I slowed down in conventions this year, man, because with school and everything. And but I think next year is going to be a good year for me. I'm picking up on the conventions again, and Ray hopefully will be stationed here by next year as well, and I can probably drag his ass along with me.
As long as I ain't deployed.
Yeah.
If Donald Trump wins, I'm gonna be deployed.
But once again, Lou, thank you so much for inviting me on, man. I really appreciate it. I look forward to next week again, man.
Very cool. It was my pleasure.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah,
thanks for having me on, Lou.
Of course.
And hey, guys, I gotta say,
I like him. He's cool.
Can't wait till my He-Man statue comes.
Yeah,
Hey guys, I gotta say,
all-
like, I've been wanting to quit this hobby for so long. You know, for so many
Can't quit,
reasons.
man.
No, no, but I'm saying for so many reasons. But you guys keep pulling back in. You know, I gotta say, Carlos 16 keeps pulling back for those hot toys. Marty, Ray keeps pulling back for those comics, and Lou for that 1/4. You know what I'm saying? So
like
thank you
crack,
for
man.
everything, man, and thank you
Yeah.
for having me on, man. Y'all the best, bro.
Man.
Yeah.
And Mike, you're the man, brother.
There's way
So
worse
much. I
things
appreciate
we
that.
could be addicted to. So.
Hell yeah.
A lot.
All right. I'm gonna go sniff my coke right now. I'm out. Peace.
Respect,
You
man.
gotta be really rich if you could collect statues.
I gotta take my drugs right now. All right.
All right, brother. Have a good night.
All right, my brother. Peace.
Peace. All right, guys. Good night. And for everyone watching who is in the forums, thank you for being a part of the show. We love you all. Peace.
Yes, sir.
Peace, guys. Respect.
See you next week.